today, I've been in TAPMI 5 years, and for the first time, we've started something late. And that's because of a flat tire of a bus. Otherwise, it's 10, gun barrel straight, it's 10 a.m. and we would start. We would not let anybody wait. And this happened only because almost 150 students were not able to make it because of reasons beyond our control. Otherwise, you will not see any faculty walking to the class 1 second late. Tell you, 1 second late. We'll be there 5 minutes before. If the class is at 8:30, faculty will be there at 8:25. Why do we do this? We do this because we don't want this ISTP Indian stretchable time. Our meeting is at 10, I'll go at 10:15. So many recruiters have told us, so many people have told us, sir, we have meetings, we hire people from so many schools, everybody comes late except a TAPMIan. A TAPMIan is always there with a pen and a pad ready. How is it possible? That's because we train you to do that in the 2 years. So time management is essential. Please plan your time. You must learn to enjoy. I want to say one more thing before I finish, and that is, we are 100% committed to giving you the most magnificent experience of your lifetime. In your 2 years, you would want this 2 years to come back to you again. You would not want to leave TAPMI. You have to, but that's what we'll do. And I promise this on behalf of every faculty, staff. I don't have to promise because they anyway deliver top class. Every single administrative staff you will see in TAPMI, they're always pleasant, always smiling. And this is a brilliant culture. And you're very, very lucky, guys, to be here. Seriously, you're extremely lucky to make it to TAPMI, honestly. Your senior students will be of great help. Please talk to them regularly. I'm told there is some sort of an embargo, whatever, that 45-day stuff. There is some rule, but okay, I don't know what the rule is, but there is a rule. But whatever the rule happens to be. But your students, your senior students will be of great help to you. So enjoy the 2 years. This induction we have planned for you for the first time almost stretches a week. So today, tomorrow, then we're going to send you, we're going to do art of living. We're going to ensure that there's going to be a lot of people talking to you today and tomorrow. Then you're going to go to Vaksha, which is the welcome group, hotel management school. We're going to let you, some of you have seen with not proper ties, guys. That's not good. I can see some people already, the front button open, tie not properly done. So we're going to correct these things because these are critical stuff. When you go for an interview, if you go like that, you will not be shortlisted. When do you use a fork? Which hand the knife goes? Where does the glass? All those things we're going to do this year for you. And also for the seniors. So therefore I said it's an all-round development for the student community. That is what we're about. It's not just about classes, not just about cases. And please talk to faculty. A faculty won't eat you. We are good people. We're genuinely good people. We're very nice people. And several of us live inside the campus. I mean, Vinod lives in the campus, Gurraj Kidyur, myself, Srini Tatachari, who's the HR program head, Sushant. A lot of faculty live inside the campus. Vishaya lives in the campus. So some of us can be a little scary because we teach accounting and finance and stuff. Well, otherwise, we're okay. We don't really harm you that much. So I want to thank you for listening to me. And I want to congratulate you one more time. A big round of applause to all of you for making it to TAPMI. And I want each of you to have a superb career, a magnificent career over the next 2 years and shine like the alums. And today we have 2 star alums who are going to talk to you, Kajal and Madhu Bisht. They're going to share some great experiences with you, very senior TAPMIans. Please listen to what they say, and I hope it all goes well for you. And parents, thank you so much also for coming, and we hope to see you all this evening at 6:30. Thank you.
It's engaging as ever. Something all the students must know is that Professor Madhuvira Raghavan is as approachable and as student-friendly as a director could ever be. Thank you, sir, for always being there for us.
Now, I would like to invite Professor Aditya Jadhav, Chairperson Admissions, to describe the batch profile of 2018.
Whatever.
Good morning. And this is easier. Okay, respected Dr. H. Shantaram, Professor Madhu, Ms. Panigrahi, Ms. Bisht, all my faculty members, faculty colleagues, staff, parents, and the students of the batch of 2018-20. Now, I have a very interesting job, because I have to introduce you to yourselves. I don't understand how am I going to do that, because most of you are of the batch of 2018-20, and that's what I'm going to discuss. But even before I do so, I have this only opportunity, admissions closed yesterday, right? So this is my last opportunity to tell you. So I would like to thank the director, his team, all the deans, associate deans, all my staff, all the faculty, especially the state and logistics team, and the admissions team, consisting of Professor Kedar, Naveen, Ganesh, Bharti, Jyoti, Reena, and Shalet for helping me through the last 6 months of completing the admissions. I thank you a lot. Now let's go to discuss what we have done in the last 6 months for you. So we had 3 programs, and like the director told you, around 8,000 students applied. We have selected 485 across the 3 programs. In the PGDM, we have 382 regular students, 7 NRIs, 15 under the CIJW category, and 7 under the Coastal Karnataka Support Scheme category. Right? In HR and HR, we have 32, BKFS, we have 42 students. The average CAT and SAT or GMAT is around 88 percentile. Average work experience is around 24 months for this batch, except in PGDM-HR, but that's okay. Right, now we have gender diversity. We have a healthy gender diversity ratio, even though the director believes it should be 50-50, I don't know why. Right, we have a slightly skewed male gender diversity ratio in case of BKFS, but HR has covered it up for us. So we are at a fairly good space. In PGDM and BKFS both, more than 80% of the students are with work experience this year. HR also being the first batch, we have more than 60% of the students with work ex. So that's something for you. Don't worry, we have a lot of engineers this year. But remember, I myself am an engineer, proud one, right? So I am with you. Okay. Yeah. A fairly, don't worry about East and West being small. My conception of West was Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Goa. And my conception of East was West Bengal, Orissa, and the Northeast. That's why you looked at Scott. But we have around 24 states being represented. So this is about the general batch. I hope most of you would have got a room partner who is completely different from you, except on the terms of gender. Right? That is purposefully done so that you inculcate diversity like the director said. Now this is an important portion that the director wanted me to discuss. So as you know, we have 2 scholarships that have been, actually we have 3 scholarships being introduced. The 2 are given in the first year, that is the Merit Scholarship and Merit-cum-Means Scholarship. The third one is the Dean's Roll of Honor, which is performance-based and given at the end of second year. So we'll only discuss the 2 scholarships that are currently being applied. So the first one is the Merit Scholarship, where we get 50% of the tuition fee refund. That is 3,25,000 per year. Top 10 candidates with CAT, ZAT, GMAT equivalent of 95 percentile and above are given the scholarship. The Merit-cum-Means Scholarship is given, this should be 90% of the fee refund, okay? It's not 50%, so those who might interested to apply, remember, it is 90%, not 50%, right? It's CAT, ZAT, GMAT equivalent of 90 percentile and above, and the family income of less than 10 lakh per year. So TAPMI is giving scholarships for 2 crore, okay? The scholarships awardees will be finalized by the Scholarship Selection Committee, headed by the Director TAPMI Manipal. Students can withdraw their admissions and seek refund till June 30th. Right, that's not the statement. Hence, the scholarship will be awarded only to those who are on the rolls of TAPMI on July 1st and thereafter. Okay? So before that, we will not be looking at any scholarships, calculation or consideration at all. Okay? Scholarships awardees will be awarded on an event on the Independence Day, August 15, 2018. Yeah, the date is correct. Okay, now how will the merit scholarship work? So you don't have to apply to the merit scholarship, okay? There is no application form for the merit scholarship. We will simply look at the top 10 CATs at GMAT equivalent scorers, okay, and they will be getting the scholarship. We will not be segregating it across the programs, so whoever are the top 10 CATs at and GMAT equivalent scorers across the whole batch are the ones who will be given this scholarship, right? Now, do you continue to get it for free in the second year? No. This being a merit scholarship, we have decided that you have to at least maintain a CGPA of 7 in the first year to be eligible for the award of the scholarship in the second year, right? And you should not be involved in any disciplinary violation. If you get involved, the scholarship will be recanted. We will take it back, okay? Now, the Merit-cum-Means Scholarship, 10 student scholarship involving 90% tuition fee refund. Now here you need to apply, okay? So the students need to apply with supporting documents. Application forms will be available by weekend in the admissions office. So whoever is interested can pick up the form from the admissions office. It is free. Eligibility of the application, you should have at least 90 percentile above and a family income of less than 10 lakh a year. Now this is the documentation process. A detailed documentation process will be available in the application form itself. So for the immediate earning family members, immediate means the first, right? Father, mother, brother, sister and all, right? If you have immediate earning family members, we will require last 3 years of income tax returns. Okay, that's the only criteria we are using. If someone has started earning in between the 3 years, we will look at their income tax rate. We are not looking at your income tax returns, hoping that you will not be earning for the next 2 years. Okay, so we are only looking at your immediate family members. Now, for someone who in your family who is not earning at all, let's say your mother or someone is not earning, we have checked it out, you can still file their income tax returns. So we request you to file the income tax returns for this year and submit that document, right? Previous years we are not interested. Now, the government has said that income tax returns this year have to be filed by July 30th, 2018. That's the last date the government itself has given. So we will give you time to submit the application with all the supporting documents on till July 30th, 2018. So you can file the income tax returns as per the government rule and then submit all the documents. So the last date of submitting the scholarship application form and supporting documents is July 31st, 2018. Okay? You will also have to give an statement stating why you should be given the Merit-cum-Means Scholarship. Okay? It can be as detailed as you want, but it should justify your claim. First round would be the screening of all applications by the TAPMI Accounts Department. Jai Krishna sir, sorry, I have not told you that you have to do this. Okay? But because they are the only one capable of screening the income tax returns, so that responsibility is theirs. And they will shortlist the valid forms, which will then be interviewed. So each scholarship applicant will be interviewed by the Scholarship Selection Committee, headed by the Director TAPMI Manipal. And the scholarships will be declared on August 15th, 2018. Now, does it come free in the next year? No, but slightly easier. So for you guys, the minimum CGPA is 6 in year 1. Okay, so you have to maintain a CGPA of 6 in year 1 to be eligible for the scholarship in the next year. And you should not be involved in any disciplinary violation, right? If you have any doubts on this, anyway, the application form will be very clear on all fronts. But if you still have any doubts, you can call me or meet me, and I will clarify all your doubts on this front one-to-one. So we will not be taking any scholarship questions right now. So I thank you and welcome you all into TAPMI. I know you are the largest batch. You may not know it. So you are the largest batch of TAPMI in the history of TAPMI. But knowing fully well that that was going to happen, we have already started upgrading our infrastructure as well as our capabilities to ensure that you have a fantastic experience here. So enjoy your time at TAPMI and read the PGP handbook. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for telling us the batch profile. It was very interesting. And I think you all should give a round of applause for yourselves now that you know about your batch. Yeah. They say that the best way to know of a brand is to talk to someone who has used it. The best way to know of an institute is to talk to their alumni. So what's more if you can hear about TAPMI from one of its own alumnus?
We take pride in introducing our alumnus of batch 2003 and our guest of honor for today, Ms. Kajal Kiran Panigrahi, the marketing head of Luxuous. Ms. Kajal works as a senior marketing consultant with both startups and established players, helping them embrace new digital technologies along with content marketing ideas to set up a new benchmark in user experience and engagement. She is currently working as a consultant with Franklin Templeton Investments India, Miram Agency, the digital arm of JWT and WPP Group company, and an AI startup, Jubi.ai. Kajal has nearly 15 years of experience in brand marketing, leveraging technology to devise marketing solutions for business, internet strategy and sales, online user experience, and online PR. She has handled marketing responsibilities in various capacities across sectors like financial services, consumer durable, retail, and e-commerce. She brings in a business-oriented approach to leveraging digital marketing as an alternate channel for customer acquisition and engagement. Kajal is one of the rare marketing professionals who cleared all the 3 levels of CFA by 2015. She brings great understanding of marketing, finance, and business solutions using technology to the table. She has worked with organizations, both established brands like Bajaj Allianz, DSP BlackRock, Times of India Group, Ritu Kumar, Usha International, and e-commerce startups like Luxuous.com in roles that have been at the confluence of marketing and technology. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Ms. Kajal Kiran Panigrahi to address the batch.
Thank you for that kind introduction. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Shantaram, esteemed Professor Madhu, esteemed members of the faculty, dear parents and students. A very, very good morning to all of you. I must extend my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Kidur for having given me this momentous opportunity to come and address the gathering. I call it momentous because it feels great to be back in the campus exactly after 15 years to share the stage with the director and to welcome the new batch of incoming students, because it's nothing short of once-in-a-lifetime experience. There are 2 speeches that leave a lasting impression on every aspiring student who enters the coveted premises of a premier B school like TAPMI. One on the day of induction and one on the final day of graduation. So I will try my best to do justice to the opportunity given to me on this day. The word opportunity reminds me of my all-time favorite line. Opportunity favors the prepared mind. I came across this line in 2008 when I was working as a marketing manager at DSP Merrill Lynch mutual fund. BlackRock had acquired the mutual fund business of Merrill Lynch, so we had to undertake a huge rebranding exercise and rebrand ourselves as DSP BlackRock Mutual Fund. So this was the line used by BlackRock in all their campaigns. So we also had to work on it. How many of you can really relate to this line? How many of you feel that it has worked in your life? Raise your hands. You truly believe opportunity favors the prepared mind. Very good, that's quite impressive. Professor Madhu just mentioned that, 7,980 students applied to TAPMI. But only 485 of you have made it to this hall today. You know the answer better. Why? It was your preparation. Those extra hours you spent studying and reading that allowed you to grab one of these coveted 485 seats ahead of the rest. What a relief to be here, isn't it? I'm sorry, I have a bad news. There's no relief coming your way anytime soon, because this is not the end of your journey. This is just a stepping stone to the next phase of your life. There will be enough opportunities that will come your way that needs to be grabbed over the next 2 years and in life beyond TAPMI. Opportunities, they come unannounced. They don't come knocking on your door. They are limited. So only those of you who are always in a perpetual state of preparedness can grab it. But what does perpetual state of preparedness mean? Anybody? Any guesses? The answer lies in the line itself. Opportunity favors the prepared mind, the mind. I'm assuming all of you are familiar with the great Indian epic Mahabharata, which is the famous scene from Mahabharata that has been depicted across ages. Which is that one famous scene? Anybody? It is that scene from the battlefield where Lord Krishna is delivering his wisdom to Arjuna, the greatest archer in the world, who is literally on his knees, putting aside his invincible Gandiva and refusing to fight against his own cousins, teachers, and uncles. This conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, or the Bhagavad Gita as we all know it, is actually a way in which Krishna is trying to help Arjuna overcome his doubts, his fears. Fears are nothing but manifestation of your own doubts. So how does he do it? He clears the fog from Arjuna's mind by talking about karma, detachment from karma, the difference between the body, the mind, and the soul. So all of us can win. Some of you may have come up from well-off families. You can afford a good lifestyle here, dine out with friends, go out, party. Some of you might be here with the help of a student loan case in a particular subject. Hence, it is only with the use of your mind, if you keep yourself cool, relaxed, controlled, you will be able to smooth. It's going to be a massive change to manage everything on your own. View the right necessary infrastructure, seasoned professors, you will have good course material, you will have mentoring, you will have exposure, everything. But what each one of you does with the opportunity and facility given here will differentiate your path, will differentiate how you turn out to be 2 years later. So make the best use of your time, okay? While there'll be some who will go and spend their spare time in the library, some of you may decide to go for a long drive. While some of you are, poring over case studies to crack it before dawn, there'll be some who will take it easy and leave it to the groupmate to finish the presentation. Some of you may prefer to play games in the evening. Some of you will stay glued to your smartphone. This is what I call preparedness. When we are going through it, we don't realize it. But each of these small choices that we make in our daily life, it shapes up our future course. It shapes off the path for the rest of our life. So my sincere request is make the best use. I'm not saying that, don't enjoy your life, just study here. But you're all mature people. You should know when you're overdoing something and balance yourself. Pull yourself back and balance yourself. Since we were talking of the library, let me share some experience with you. When we were here, we used to have a course where we had this weekly business quiz. We had to go through all the newspapers, business journals, and a quiz was taken on a weekly basis. So all of us would rush to the library a few hours before the quiz, flipping across papers, studying a few hours before the quiz doesn't help, right? So what was the result? Not worth mentioning here. But what I'm trying to say is we didn't realize then that reading business newspapers was extremely critical. We didn't realize because we had the burden of other main subjects to handle, especially in the second year, and we found it like an additional burden on ourselves. But when you go out when I started working, I realized why it was so important. If time permits, probably I'll share that story later. But few years back, when I was reading this book by Jack Welch, Winning, I think in the 7th or the 8th chapter, he mentions that for any great business leader, it's extremely important to stay aware, to upgrade yourself. And the easiest and the best way is business media. You can learn a lot from business media because it talks about all the innovations happening. It talks about all the upcoming sectors. It talks about which company making headlines. It gives you consumer trends. And all this will help you in your day-to-day life when you start working. So when I passed out of TAPMI in 2003, I got placed in Bajaj Allianz General Insurance. I joined there as a management trainee, a one-year management trainee program. And after 3 weeks of induction in the Pune head office, all of us were sent to different regional offices. I was sent to Calcutta, and I was not very happy about it because, Calcutta for some reason didn't have a very good impression. People who are ambitious, they said, Calcutta is not the right place to be. So I said, now I don't know, they've given me this opportunity, so I have to go. So I went to Calcutta. But within 3 months, I figured out that even the top management sitting in Pune did not hold a high opinion about Calcutta. So I got a little worried. So I wanted to get out of Calcutta. So I started writing long mails to HR saying, listen, I have done, because we had a 6-month rotation in every department, and the next 6 months we had to choose our area and we would continue working in that. So we'll do a project for 6 months and then we'll continue working in that. So I realized that if I stayed in Calcutta, which means I'll have to probably pick up sales or something. So I started writing to HR saying, listen, I'm a computer science engineer. I have done my specialization in systems and finance. There's nothing in Calcutta that you can give me which will suit my background. So please find something for me and move me to the head office in IT. Now HR said, but we don't have anything for management trainees in IT. It's a highly techie stuff. I said, but this is unfair because my background is something that I need to be with the IT team. So finally, in December, I got a mail saying, fine, we've figured out something for you in Pune, so you come to Pune in June. And when I landed there in in January 2004. So when I landed there in January, you know what I figured out? So Bajaj Allianz, it was about 2-3-year-old then, was foraying into online insurance. It was unheard of in the industry to sell insurance online, okay? So they wanted to do a pilot project. They said, this girl has been asking for something in head office, so let us put her also into this project. It so happened that over a period of time, I started heading that project. I wrote the spec document. I sat with the IT team and designed the entire user journey, how to crunch a 4-page long application form to a 1 single-page online web form, how to do online verification, all of that. In 3 months, we finished payment gateway integration. And the next 3 months, I worked on a marketing plan and launched it, okay? And in those 3 months, we sold 700 motor policies online. It was the first time in the industry. So the point I'm trying to make is sometimes you need to speak up for yourself. But please speak up at the right time for the right reason. Because if I had not spoken up for myself, the company would have never known what I'm passionate about or what my liking is. So when you start working, please pick up an area that you would like to work. Because when you enjoy your work, it does not stress you out. You know, many times what happens, we start chasing salary checks, fancy designations, brand names, big brand names. That's the biggest mistake you can make as a beginner. Because, you know, you learn anyway in any job. And if you're really good and committed in your work, the salary checks and the designation will come looking for you. And I can tell you from my own experience. So even in Bajaj, after I finished the project, they moved me to Bombay. For personal reasons, I wanted to move to Bombay. I moved to Bombay. They put me in operations. Now, I was not cut out for operations. I realized the salary was the same. I didn't have any target. It was easy job. But a brand name was same, but I was still not enjoying. The reason, because I didn't like the kind of work profile. So I made an effort to get out of that job. So when I started sending my CV to, you know, HR consultants, the issue with HR consultants is they will look at your last experience and they'll put you in a particular bucket. So if your last experience is operations, you fit for operations job. I was not getting a window to explain myself that, you know, I had done a great project the first time in the industry. Finally, one day I got a call from a consultant for similar role in Tata AIG. But that lady, she spoke good English. She sounded very professional. That time there was no LinkedIn, so I couldn't look up her profile. But I looked up for the website of that company, and that also seemed good. So I figured out must be doing well. This consultant must be doing well. So I got a little friendly with her, and I started asking, so what other sectors do you work on other than insurance? So she said, whatever. Then, you know, finally I told her, listen, I'm not looking for something in the same domain. I want to make a shift. I want to go back to what I used to do earlier. So she said, you come and meet my boss. So one day then I went to meet the boss, some far off place in Andheri. And he did give me some time. It's very rare to find people who are willing to give you some time. You know, in the corporate world, no one has time to listen to your problems. He listened to me and he said, listen, what you want to do is not impossible, but it is very difficult. And the longer you stay in this profile, you will find it very difficult to get out. So you must start speaking to people and tell them what you've done in online and see whenever that opportunity comes, you take that opportunity. The reason I'm saying you is I kept doing it. I used to send my resume to people and I would call people so that I get an opportunity to explain about my project. And that person had also told me that you need to sound knowledgeable. When you are seeking such a change, you need to sound smart and knowledgeable. That's when I started reading the Economic Times. And till date, I read the Economic Times religiously. If for time constraint I can't read it, I stack it up, I read it over the weekend. But there is so much I have learned over the years. There's innovation, there's startup, there's a lot that's happening there. The reason I'm telling you is, you have time on hand now. Let me tell you, life will get very busy, busier than what life is going to be in TAPMI. You won't have the time. So make that habit now when you have the time. Spend 30, 40 minutes a day just going through the headlines or editorials. Reading opens you up as a person because you start reading different perspectives. How many of you have heard of Malcolm Gladwell? Anybody? So you must have read his famous best-selling books, Outlier, Blink, right? You must have come across that 10,000 rule, where Malcolm Gladwell says, to be a phenomenal expert, you need to put in at least 10,000 hours of effort in that field. That you are so awesome, you are such a standout among the peer, that your first name is sufficient enough to tell who you are. Now, all of you are sitting here are aspiring to become, even if you don't want to become a phenomenal expert, you want to become an expert, right? So for that, you have to start dedicating some time, effort. So when you start working, look at every job as a learning opportunity. Let me tell you, no task in this world is menial. You know, we actually look at the world with our mind and not with our eyes. Our eyes just send an input to the brain and the mind interprets it based on experience. It's your mind which decides this work is good, this work is not good, whether at home or at work. You know, whether washing your laundry is worth my time or not, your eyes are not telling. Your mind is interpreting it. Same thing goes in the corporate world. When you are assigned a job, accept it as a learning opportunity, because every job, every task in your day-to-day work teaches you something. You know, there are a lot of myths about MBA. When all of us pass out of MBA schools, we feel that we are going to get a job very similar to those case studies that we solved, the presentations that we did. But the truth is far from that. When you start working, you probably may land up in a place where there is no coffee machine, where there is no office boy to take photocopies for you. And those of you who are aspiring to get into sales, FMCG, you should mentally prepare yourself to be sent to some far-flung district in UP, Bihar. You will be selling toothpaste and soap in the rural area for the initial few years. You have to be prepared for that. If you look at the career track of any MD, CEO of the top companies, take Pepsi, take ITC, take Coca-Cola, take Nestle,